What's going
You're now listening to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. And now your hosts, Christian and Kris. Powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports.
on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. I am your host, Christian_CFS, and we got a great show in for you. If you done missed the past couple episodes, is we're actually taking it quite slow up on the NFL draft. We're actually giving our reaction now. Last week we did rounds 2 and 3. This week we're actually going to do rounds 4 through 7. And in this draft, we're going to end up doing a rolls of the dice. I don't know if we got some gamblers out there that are good at craps or anything like that, or just rolling the dice, but that's what we're going to have to do for the rounds 4 through 7. But let's not forget about our co-host. How you doing, Mr. K. Kemp?
What up? Shalom, Akim to my good people, and shalom, Akim to my bad people. Me learn to become good. Why? Because we need good people in this world. What up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good.
Happy belated Mother's Day to your wife, to all mothers out there.
Yep. Happy belated Mother's Day to everybody out there. We hope y'all did good things for your mothers. And if there are anybody out there that actually didn't have anybody to celebrate, there's always somebody out there for you.
Hey,
no matter how big how big or how small.
You save some money this weekend, because I showed damn near spent some shit.
Shoot, who you telling? Same here. I was cooking up in the kitchen, man, the daggone Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday? I did it Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in there throwing down. Had some salmon.
Ooh.
Yeah, ended up doing some I call these chicken like lollipops, but it's like it was like a little lollipop chicken for the kids, because I figured they wasn't gonna eat salmon. So it was good. So hopefully the wife had a good time for you and everything.
She did. She enjoyed her day.
That's good. And everybody out there, just because it was Mother's Day one day, it just shouldn't be just one day celebration. Nope. We should always continue to celebrate our moms and your significant others every single day that they're in your lives.
Because life is short. Life is short.
And since life is so short, that's a nice segue into just like fantasy drafts are short too. So the one thing that we're going to do right now is we're going to give you our takes on the rounds 4 through 7, but we're going to have a little twist on there. Me personally, I know I've been in y'all shoes before. You come into the round, you see all these picks going everywhere, and you're like, yes, man, I'm going to get this guy. But the rounds 4 through 7 is the daggone meat and potatoes. That's the one. That is the rounds where you build the strength of your teams. Because we already know the daggone hitter quitters are going to be like the big uppercut and like punches. They're going to be the rounds 1, 2, and 3. Those are going to be the hitter quitters, real quick, knockout punch. Those are going to be the guys you're going to be expecting to do much. But the 4 through 7 is the ones you're going to be doing the rolls of the dice. And doing this, we're going to give you the same funky freshness that we did last week a little bit, even though it's going to be with a twist. But let's go and get to it.
Funky freshness with a twist. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, funky freshness with a twist. Don't ask how that came off, but it was just on top of the dome and it just came out. So personally, one guy, if you are out there up in tight end premium leagues, the one guy who I'm thinking about, and we're going through the 4th round, the first guy off gate, which I think personally this was a steal in the round. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we're talking about Mr. Jatavian Sanders going to the Carolina Panthers. He fell all the way to the 101 pick, the 4th round, the very first pick up in the 4th round. He was projected to be a 2nd round talent, like towards the back end.
Mm-hmm.
towards the back end of the second, early third round. But then he ended up falling all the way to the fourth round. So me personally, when you look at it, you got to analyze the actual Panthers offense and what they're trying to do. Some of his player comps is Trey McBride. We know how Trey was kind of rough and shaky a little bit at the beginning, but now everybody's trying to get Trey McBride right now. I think it's going to be the exact same way for Mr. Jatavian Sanders. When you look at this guy, what he's doing for what he's going to do for the Carolina Panthers, Mr. David Canales is going to do what he needs to do to get him up and running, up into the speed of things. And currently, right now, I don't know if anybody knows this, but this dude has some extra motivation on his hands right now, because we all know he played with the number 0 in college, but currently he does not have the number 10 in the pros. The team gave him 85, and they're making him earn that number 0 just to get to wear that 0. Yep. So currently, right now, he does not have the number 0, but he is one guy that I am looking out for, and I'm thinking this is the guy who we're going to have to roll the dice and see if this ends up sticking, because it is the 4th through 7th round, and that's just one guy right there. What are your thoughts about him, or do you even have him on the list as a like a little rolling dice type of guy?
Yeah, he definitely rolling dice. I think I have him as my 3rd tight end. Okay. I'm not high on him. He didn't. I had higher hopes than what he showed me at the combine in his pro day. Mm-hmm. That's probably why he fell. But I think he went to a great spot, though. So shout out to the Carolina Panthers for trying to give Wright some offensive weapons. And so I guess we'll know in August, if he don't have number 0, we know that he didn't do too well in training camp. But
I don't even think it's going to be then either. Like, I don't think he's going to get it until next year, if that.
Oh, wow. So great pickup, though, for the Panthers trying to get Bryce Young some weapons, but I'm just not that high on Jatavian Sanders. But hey, prove me wrong.
So, what are your thoughts about? We're gonna go to the next one. And this is gonna be quick and splat as a hurry. If we did not talk about a guy, let us know down up in the comments of if we should have mentioned somebody that we did not mention. But we all understand y'all's time is very important. That's one thing that we do not get back is time. So we're going to make sure we keep this podcast to a 45-minute window. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe out there. Give us a 5-star ratings. And let's get back to it. Mr. Troy Franklin, what are your thoughts about pairing him up with his former quarterback in Mr. Bo Nix?
Actually, I like it. I'm not high on Troy Franklin, but he fell to the 4th round. So it's probably a good pickup for him. 4th round, there's a path for him to be the starter, to be a starter in that offense. And now he has a rapport with Bo Nix, who will probably start day 1 over Zach Wilson. So, yeah, it's a good pickup. Good pickup for the Broncos and to pair with his quarterback from college.
Okay. Yeah, I actually like it too. I like the comparison. The only thing that I would say about Troy Franklin is they still got Cortland Sutton, don't they?
They do still have Cortland Sutton as of now. They do.
So as of now, they still do got Cortland Sutton, which I think they'll still have him for this whole year to actually be that veteran leader for Mr. Troy Franklin. But then there's also a reason why Troy fell as well to the 4th, I think. And I think it could be because of the oopsies. And I think it could be some of his drops that he's been doing. So I think that's another reason why he could end up being fallen, but it's good that he does have that rapport with his quarterback and everything. But that's one guy that you gotta roll the dice and hope that it sticks. The next guy we're gonna talk about is Theo Johnson from Penn State tight end. Theo Johnson, Penn State's tight end. I think he's going into a nice option because one, we do not know with what Darren Waller is going to end up doing right now. Man, that dude talking about he trying to have a daggone rap career or something like that. He's still heartbroken from him and his divorce going through. So they ain't been married a year.
Shout out to Las Vegas Aces. Go ahead.
They are good. I mean, good. But yeah. But then, like, what are your thoughts about Theo Johnson, man? What thoughts about Theo Johnson?
I think that was a great pickup. So we didn't say about Penn State tight ends. They don't push out good tight ends, but he did have a hell of a RAS score. So I think it was like 9.99 or something crazy like that. So Give him props for that. He got some good draft capital. There's a path for him to be the starter. So if you want to prove that Penn State don't push out tight ends wrong, he should get his opportunity with the unknown and uncertainty from Darren Waller.
Okay. And then like the next two guys I'm gonna talk about real quick is we got Mr. Jatavian Baker from UCFS or UCF. Man, wow. Tongue twisted. So we got Jatavian Baker from UCF, and he went to the New England Patriots. But then we also got Mr. in that same cluster, we have Mr. Tez Walker going to the Ravens. What are your thoughts about these guys? And do you think these are one of the guys that you would roll and try to stick with?
I would roll to stick with Javon Baker. I am high on Javon Baker. In fact, Javon Baker, full disclosure, Javon Baker was my sleeper. I kind of hope he went to a little better situation, but he still has the path to start there because they have nobody. They drafted Polk in the second round, but I think that if Drake May can get it together, we got to be patient with both of them. All three of them, really. But I think Javon Baker is a steal for the New England Patriots. Tez Walker, he went to the Ravens.
Yep.
I'm not high on Tez Walker. Just going to put it out there like that. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think he's hella athletic, but I'm just not high on Tez Walker. I know some people are. I'm not. But hey, another weapon for Lamar Jackson, so I'm all for that.
Yeah, now you got weapons over weapons. You got old buddy from last year too, as well.
Zay Flowers, yeah.
Yep. So they got two ACC guys comparing. Hopefully, with the run game with
King Henry,
with King Henry 2.0, is he can actually do something this year and open up some holes for Mr. Tez Walker. But then this other cat, like this other guy that I don't know if anybody knows about this guy, but this is your guy, yo boy. I'm talking about Mr. Eric All. Eric All out of Iowa, the tight end going to the Bengals.
So obviously, I'm high on Eric All. Excuse me. I'm high on him if he can evade that injury bug in the pros. I think he'd be something special. Now he went to the Bengals. He could, if he doesn't have the injury, he should be the starter. But I just don't know how the Bengals they really don't use their tight end like that. So I don't know. I would rather him go to a better spot. But if he can evade the injury bug in the pros and the Bengals figure out how to use a tight end, I think he could be a steal. But draft him, y'all get him undrafted, y'all get him in free agency pool.
Get him in free agency pools if you have a 3-round rookie draft. But if you got a 4th and 5th round, think about getting him and stashing him up on your
stash
bench.
him.
So
taxi squad, stash him.
So the next couple ones we're gonna go we're gonna group these together is more of like Mr. Jaylen Wright. Personally, we got Jaylen Wright, we got Cade Stover, and we also got AJ Barner. And then let's go on and add Bucky Irvin and then Will Shipley. Personally, whenever I look at the Mr. Jaylen Wright, his situation, we already know what the Miami Dolphins are doing down there. They are trying to add the fastest assembled track 40 time. They're going to have the fastest team on turf. That's what they're going to be called down there. And I'm not shocked about it. You got Mr. Raheem Mostert, who is a 1 year removed. But then they also gave him like an extra a year and a half per contract. So I wouldn't be shocked if Mr. Jaylen Wright ends up coming in doing that Alvin Kamara type role. If any of the running backs do end up getting hurt. Then you have AJ Barnum, really not too high on him much because he went to Seattle. We know Seattle don't really throw the tight ends like that. Mr. Cade Stover, I do like this guy right here because he is being paired up with his former college teammate in Mr. CJ Stroud. So I do like that. Also, Bucky Irvin. I was never a Bucky Irvin fan. That's just me personally, but I can see why he went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they do need another complimentary back to your boy. I forgot his name.
From Dallas. What's his name? Yeah, that guy. We know the tight end, starting tight end. I can't think
Yeah,
of his name.
starting tight end right now. I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. If anybody can remember right now, put it up in the comments, man. Put it in the comments. So,
This is
but then next, the next guy who I'm thinking about is Mr. Will Shipley. I think this is actually a great pickup by the Eagles. The reason why I think it is because we know Saquon is going to be the guy, but then we also know that
they still have what's his face?
y'all have Gainwell as well.
Yeah.
But I do
Schultz.
think
Dalton Schultz.
yes. No, it's not.
Dalton Schultz is what the name we're trying to think of.
No, it's not.
For Cade Stover, Dalton Schultz.
No.
I'm going back.
No, we're talking about Bucky Irvin.
I know, but I just wanted the name. The tight end we were trying to think of was Dalton Schultz. Now, okay, finish your on Will Shipley.
How are we thinking about Dalton Schultz whenever I said Cade Stover is going to be the number one guy?
Yeah, but you had said you was trying to figure out the name of the tight end who's there now.
No, I was trying to figure out who was the running back from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that is there now.
Oh, that's the one who he finished the top 10 running back last year because they just fed him the ball.
You don't even know either. See, that's where we was at right there.
No, we was talking about Dalton Schultz.
No, he wasn't. You was on Dalton Schultz.
What is his name? Chase got him in the league. What is his
All
name?
right. Well, while he's looking at him, personally, I think Will Shipley is going to be a great asset to the Philadelphia Eagles, even though they do run that little crazy running back by committee. I personally think Will Shipley is going to end up taking Gainwell's role and being like the third down type of back because we've seen what Shipley can end up doing in the offense down there in Clemson. Also,
Rashad White.
Yeah, Rashad White. Yeah, that guy. Mm-hmm. I should know him because he did play up in. I think he actually went to the college that I coached for as well for like a year.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's what are your thoughts about those guys right now? I know it's kind of a lot. We got Mr. Jaylen Wright, we got AJ Barner, we got Cade Stover, we got Bucky Irvin, and then we also talked a little bit about Will Shipley.
So yeah, back to your point. Yeah, speed for Jaylen Wright. Doesn't what's his face stock take a hit? A-Chain.
Nah, I don't think so.
What are they doing?
Fresh legs. Give me fresh legs. The stock that I actually think that actually took a hit is Dak and Raheem Mostert. But
yeah, but I think that's 32.
But I think he's only there for a veteran.
Right.
Like you gonna get your 5 to 10 touches. The other guy gonna split the rest. One's gonna be 12, one's gonna be 15, whoever ends up. But it's not gonna start off like that because Jaylen Wright's gonna have to earn his role in that offense.
Earn it. Definitely want to earn it. Definitely. But I like Jaylen Wright. You know, he just needed more. I think he needed more. I guess more game time or whatever because he didn't have that many carries in college. But I like he's fast AF. AJ Barner, I have no idea who that is, so we're gonna skip past him. Cade Stover, like you say, back there with his teammate. CJ Stroud, he gotta overtake Dalton Schultz, who just got paid. We'll see. Bucky Irvin, I wouldn't high on Bucky Irvin. He's slow. You can't be 190 pounds and be slow, bro. At least Gibbs was fast. You know what I'm saying? Like you get 190 pounds and you slow. Come on, but he can catch the ball. So I think they're gonna probably with Rashad White, maybe the first, second down, then Bucky Irvin maybe come in as your third down back. Will Shipley, I don't love Will Shipley. I know my co-hosts loved him because they still have what's his name? They got Saquon. They still have Gainwell. So I'm not sure where he's gonna get in, but he'll get in where he fit in. You know, we'll see how the Eagles offense is gonna do. It's gonna run through Saquon though.
But like what I was saying, the reason why I'm high on Mr. Will Shipley is because he can be y'all Swiss Army knife. He's gonna end up taking Gainwell's role, but then on top of that, But then on top of that, they got the new rule where up on the kickoff. So mark it down. Will Shipley will be returning kicks and doing punts out there.
What is the new rule? Because they was talking about Justin Fields might be back there. What's the new rule? I don't even know it.
So I think instead of having one guy back, you actually have 2 guys back there now. Just like the old times.
Yeah.
No, it's only been 1. So you got 1 guy that's like back. and then so it's like one in front of each other. But now they're actually two guys, so they're probably going to hand up. But then there was something else. I think I don't know if they're taking the same rule effect as the UFL did, where once you kick, like you can't start running until you kick the ball off, but then it has to be you get a penalty if you kick it in like an actual touchback. So you can't do any more touchbacks. You actually got to sky kick it, and then it has to land in between the 1 yard line to the 20-yard line. It has to land up in that range all the time. So if not, you get a penalty if it gets kicked out. I think the ball goes to like the 40-yard line or like the 45-yard line, something like that.
So why people talking about Justin Fields going back to returning kicks? Because he's fast? I mean, what? I don't get it.
Oh no, I guess so.
Okay, moving on.
But if y'all if what I said was wrong, go and put it down there up in the comments of where it is, and like what the new rule is. I'm just going off of what I've heard because man, the streets can be just talking just to be talking. So I could be listening wrong.
They do that.
But then the next couple of guys we're gonna write off real quick. We got Mr. Ray Davis. We got Isaiah Grindo. And then after that, we got Mr. Jared Wiley. Hint, hint. I like that guy right there. Then on top of that, we got Mr. Braylon Allen, and then we got Mr. Jacob Cowing. I like Jacob Cowing too. But these guys right here, I don't really see. Just speaking for facts, like these guys, you probably won't even see in the third round. These are like your undrafted guys. Personally, the only guys that I'm probably taking a dart throw at is people that I know that are actually going to do something in fantasy. I'll probably take a hit on like Mr. Jared Wiley and put him up on the bench, like my practice taxi squad. He is in KC. He's going to probably be learning from one of the best tight ends up in the game. Even though he's still got that two-year extension, he's going to have 2 years just to get as much knowledge as he can from Mr. Kelsey before Kelsey might move on. I think Mr. Braylon Allen, I think that's a great stash for the Jets, especially with Breece Hall coming off the injury, which I think Breece is going to be a top 3 back this year.
Yeah.
I really think I think he's going to be number 1 this year, to be honest with you.
Right, me too.
I think he's going to be number 1 as long as everything goes straight in there. I really have him being number 1, the number 1 back this year. Mr. Jacob Cowing, he's being set up just to take over the actual Debo role next year. Your thoughts on these guys?
Just about agree. Ray Davis, I think they needed somebody to help with James Cook. I think they got him. I think he'll get a little bit of burn. They wanted that rough and tough guy. I think that could be him. 5'8", 211 pounds. So I could be him. Isaac Grindo. Hey, he had a hell of a RAS score, so he's hella athletic. That might bode well for them. Chris McCaffrey's getting old in the tooth as far as a running back. They really don't have a second, a backup running back, so he can learn from Christian, and he could maybe grow into be that guy. Jared Wiley, like my co-host said, backup for Kels. I think he got a 2-year extension, so he's definitely another 2 years, but he is 35, and he's hurt every year. So start looking for his heir apparent. Braylon Allen. I am not high on Braylon Allen. I was not high on Braylon Allen. I guess they got thunder and lightning, but Braylon Allen won't get that much tick because I think Breece is going to be a bell cow this year. So I don't know. I wouldn't have taken him. I'm just not high on Braylon Allen. He's a big kid, strong, he's young. He ain't give you none in the passing game. So he's Derrick Henry 2.0. I don't know. I don't even know how fast he is because he didn't even run. He didn't even run, so I don't know how fast he is.
In other words, guys, do not be knocking on Mr. Braylon Allen. He is going to be that Jamal Williams type of guy, thumping it into the end zone for you if Mr. Breece Hall needs a little blow towards the goal line. So he's going to be your goal line stuffer for that Jets offense. My bad for jumping in. Go back to Mr. Jacob Cowing.
Jump on in. He might give you a 4 or 5 touchdowns this year, 4 to 6. Jacob Cowing. Jeff, another wide receiver. I don't know much about him. I know my co-host, he scouted him, so he can talk to him a little bit better than that. But you said that he's going to be what now for them?
He's going to be Mr. Debo Samuels next year.
5'8", 168?
Yeah, he's going to be that Debo role next year because we already know Debo's going to be out of there. And shoot, at,
Yeah.
at this point,
I do agree
Mr.
with
Brandon
that.
Ayuk might be out of there too, but I doubt they're gonna try to do whatever they can
Okay.
just to keep him
I
going.
agree.
But that is from the
Round
fourth
5.
round. Round 5, man. This is where we're gonna like try to speed this up for the next couple of rounds. We're gonna actually lump all these guys together. Personally, when it comes to Mr. Anthony Gold out of Oregon State, some guys out there, you guys don't have to tell me a little bit about him. He was not on my radar at all. But Mr. Audric Estime, for the Denver Broncos, this is one of the first guys that was actually drafted by Mr. Sean Payton. So whenever he gets his guys, he's gonna be able to use them. He already has Mr. Javonte Williams there. Hopefully everything comes back good and he's able to roll this year. That's what I think Mr. Audric Estime is going to end up doing something. Estime. Hey, potato, gonna get it right.
Tomato.
So I think he's gonna do something special this year, but I wouldn't be like very high, sort of like what we said before at the very beginning of the thing. It's more like a roll of a dice with these guys that you're trying to get your guy and see if he ends up sticking. Mr. Spencer Rattler, he gets to sit behind a veteran in Mr. Derek Carr to retool some of the things that he's missing in his Superflex guys. Is a nice pickup to do because you never know what happens in the Saints offense. Anything could happen. Then Spencer Rattler would go right in there, and he could end up being the starter for like a couple games or two, then taking over. The next couple guys, this is your guy from your team. You can tell me about him, Mr. Anaya Smith out of Texas A&M. I know he's more of like a little short-statured speedster guy. I don't think he's going to get any burn because you got Mr. Devonta Smith and you got Mr. A.J. Brown, who just got recently paid. So both of them got paid, so I don't see what's going to end up happening there. You got Jamari Thrash coming out of Louisville, which is probably not a bad, but that's still another dart throw right there. Then the next guy we have this is one guy I do like. I don't know what he's going to do up in this offense, but I think it's going to be a good thing for him. Mr. Rasheen Ali out of Marshall. This guy coming out was one of the top running backs coming out a couple of years ago. People thought he was going to be a first rounder, but then, he couldn't handle the weight. So we'll see what's going to happen in this year up in the NFL. Then you got Mr. Tyrone Tracy Jr. from Purdue going to the Giants, which I think that's a good opportunity for him to do something with the Giants. The next guy we have Mr. Keelan Robinson out of Texas going to the Jaguars. Probably just going to be a special teamer trying to get his due. That's one guy that I'm probably not drafting at all. Then you got Mr. Bob Means. A lot of these people could end up changing radar. So the one thing you do want to make sure that you're doing is listening to the tea leaves out there during the summertime, looking in and checking in to make sure these cats are doing something relevant in the offseason, because you are going to know if they're doing something really good is when the head coaches talk about them over and over and over again. And then as you're watching the preseason games, just watch to see their actual snap counts and like who they're actually snapping with. But then pretty much everybody else, like, what are your thoughts on, like, there's really no other big namers. You got Isaiah Davis out of South Dakota State going to the Jets, but Jets has picked up 2 running backs. So it's just like the 49ers 2.0.
Right. And your boy Jordan Travis, you want to talk about him? To who was that team they went to?
To the Jets.
To the Jets. Out of people you named, that pops out of me. Gould, I really don't know. Audric Estime, he's slow, but is the first running back that Sean Payton is drafted. We'll see how that goes. I'm not high on Javonte Williams. Spencer Rattler, hey, let him sit behind a veteran. I agree with you. Anything can happen there. I think Derek Carr still has 3 years left on his deal, but they can probably get out after next year or year after that. We'll see. Anaya Smith, I have no idea who that is. Like you said, both of the Devonta and AJ just got paid, so he's fighting for 3rd place for wide receiver 3. Jamari Thrash, all I can say is, hey, I think he's a good talent, and that shout out to the Cleveland Browns for trying to give Deshaun Watson more offensive weapons. They drafted the wide receiver last year, they drafted Tillman, so he's got some weapons. We'll see. I don't know about running backs, but he got some other weapons, some wide receiver weapons. Rashid Ali, you spoke about him. I don't know much about him. Good weight, 5'11", 206. He suffered a bicep tendon at the Senior Bowl. Yikes. But he's behind. I mean, maybe he took the lead of Derrick Henry after this year because I think he only got a 1 year deal, maybe.
I'll look it up and see.
Tyrone Tracy. Hey, they need a running back. The New York Jets need a running back. Giants need a running back. So maybe he could be that guy. You know, he was moved from receiver to running back. It hadn't worked in the past as that position being transferred and then breaking out, but he has a path to start. So take Tyrone Tracy as, you know, as a taxi guy, 4th round, maybe even late 3rd, because he has a path to start because I don't know who's their running back because my boy Quan came to us. Keelan Robinson, I don't know much about him. He's speedy, he's fast, I can tell you. I don't know what's going on with the Jaguars because ETN and they got Bigsby last year. Now they go with him. Who knows?
We just need a body. Like you gotta have at least 3 backs. You can't trust on everybody to be healthy all the time.
Bud Means, I have no idea who that is. So we're gonna skip past him. Jordan Travis, that's your boy. I'll let you speak on him if you want to.
It's just Jordan Travis. He broke his leg and everything. He's gonna be a backup behind. Yeah, hey, he's gonna be behind Aaron A-Rod. Ain't nothing to say about that.
Is that the Jets? They got Isaiah Davis too, a running back. Oh man, what are they doing? So they got Brandon Allen. Didn't he come back with him? I don't know, but he rushed for 4,500 yards and 50 touchdowns at South Dakota State in the FCS, led the league. So yeah, these are all just taking shots, throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks.
Pretty much. That's why this is called roll the dice, y'all. We just rolling the dice. Seeing one of these guys we are naming is gonna be y'all's next Puka Nacua.
Somebody will be. You're right.
So we're going to jump to the 5th round, everybody, man. We hope y'all are having a great show, man. For people out there that are liking, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and go and click that subscribe button and go on and give us a nice little check mark, a little 5-star rating and everything. Now let's get back into it. In the 5th round, man, we have this is your guy coming out of Troy.
My guy. I wanted him bad. I thought he was going to fall on one of the legs, but he didn't.
Kimian Badal, Troy, Kamani,
yep.
Yep, Kamani. We got Mr. Kamani out of Troy State going to the Chargers. We also got Mr. Jaquan Jackson, wide receiver from Tulane, going to Tennessee. Personally, I don't like any Tennessee type of wide receivers ever since what's the name went there. Then you got Mr. DeAndre Hopkins, Travion Burke. Man, let's go and keep it going, man. The wide receiver core ain't the best.
Oh, yeah.
So then the next couple guys, we got Mr. Malik Washington. I don't think personally he's going to do anything there because you do have this studs that are in front of him, Mr. Jaylen Waddle and Mr. Tyreek Hill. Then you have Mr. Johnny Wilson. Personally, I don't know what they're going to do with him because this dude, Johnny Wilson, is from the Florida State University, and we do know he is tall, 6'6", 230. Hopefully they actually move him to tight end, but if not, it's going to be a long road because we'll see what they're going to use him. I don't know how he's going to end up being used. Then the next guy, we have Mr. Jace out of Alabama, man. I went to the Falcons, so got Bijan, got a nice little handcuff little guy just to help him out with, just to push him along. You got Mr. another Falcon coming along, Mr. Case Washington out of Illinois. Then the next guy we have up, the next couple of guys that we have up, we have Mr. Tahan Pollard out of UBA, going to Arizona. Also remember, guys, some of the guys that we are mentioning are guys that are going to probably be either a camp body, but that are going to be fighting, clawing, trying to make the roster. Most likely they're going to be a special teamers. So like what we said before, make sure you are watching the rookie path, seeing like who's getting touches, then also like mini camps, things like that are about to come up, mandatory mini camps, and seeing who's running with the ones and like how they're learning, how they're progressing with the playbook, because that will show you a lot about these upcoming prospects and rookies that are actually on NFL teams now. And do not be sleeping on the undrafted guys. Do not sleep on them. Some of them can end up making the roster. Some of the next guys that we got, we got Joe Milton being a backup to Drake May. You have after that, you have Mr. Tanner McLaughlin or McLean. After that, we got Mr. Jihad Jordan, the running back, going to the Texans. We got Dylan Lobby going to the Raiders, which is not a bad situation. Seeing what they're going to end up using. You got Mr. Jordan Winnington from Texas going to the LA Rams. Then you have from Southeast Missouri State, Mr. Ryan Flournoy going to the Dallas Cowboys, which I think that is probably one of the first offensive players that the Dallas Cowboys end up picking up in the draft. And Devin Leary from Kentucky going to the Ravens. We have thoughts about some of the guys that I rattled off right there. That is the 6th round and everything. So what are your thoughts, and what do you think they're going to end up doing in fantasy?
I love Kamani Vidal. I wanted him. He did not fall in the idle league. I had him on my list as a sneak guy, as my Puka, or not my Puka, but my what's his face, Kyron Williams of last year. He got picked up. I highly recommend guys to get him. I think he has a good path to be the starter for the Chargers or in that committee backfield. Malik Washington, yeah, he's third receiver at best, but they, Tyreek's supposed to retire after this year, right? So, okay, Chase, I don't Casey, don't care. Shawan Palmer, I don't care. Joe Milton, he can throw the ball 80 yards. Cool. Tanner, whoever. They just another tight end, the Bengals. I don't know what they're doing because you just got Eric All. Maybe just a backup in case Eric All, because he has an injury history. I don't know. That makes no sense to me. I didn't even scout him, so I don't know how good he will or will not be. Surprise me. Other than that, nope, don't really know about you. We can keep going. Next round.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, like we're saying, like the 6th and 7th round, these are guys that are pretty much just going to be camp bodies that might not even make the roster.
Yeah,
like the next 7th round, these are guys. There's a couple guys up in the 7th round who landed up in a nice situation. The first guy that I'm gonna say in the 7th round, with the 5th pick overall in the 7th round, we are talking about Mr. Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, who is going into a nice situation in the Los Angeles Chargers situation. He does have a nice setup, so he does have opportunity to be able to get a role in the offense, but he's going to have to show that he can actually do what his pops did from back up in the 80s to be able to get a role. Right. But he does have opportunity. Like, they're not going to be trusting up in Quentin Johnston. Josh Palmer's going to have to show that what he did last year was not a fluke, and he's going to have to redo it again this year, because he will have to do it as the number 2, because they ain't no Keenan Allen anymore, and they ain't no Mike Williams anymore.
So if he's number 2, who's number 1?
Lad McConkey.
Hey, speak on it. Go ahead.
Mr. Lad McConkey will be the number 1 guy in there. And when I mean he's going to be the number 1, he might end up being a top 12 guy too.
Well, look out. Shut your mouth.
So then the next couple guys that we got Mr. Jaheim Bell from Florida State going to the Patriots. Probably going to end up trying to do like a nice little combo that they did with the new head coach there, Mr. Gerard Mayo. Might try to reconvene. Then you have Mr. Devon Bailey out of Utah going to the Broncos. We know how Sean Payton ends up trying to find these nice dice throwers, throwing it at the wall, seeing if they're going to end up sticking. Who'd you end up saying?
I said diamonds in the rough.
Yeah. See if they can find something out there. This is what all the 7th round is, and we're going to see what's going to end up happening. Then the next couple of guys, we got Mr. Ty Washington, 7th rounder guy out of USC, going to the Dolphins. Man, we know everything about these cats upon. Get your guys. Let's put it like that. Get your guys and just throw the dice and see what ends up sticking. And then the next couple of guys, I'm not going to rattle off Mr. Michael Pratt from Tulane. Yes, he got a job, but he's going to be the backup behind Mr. Jordan Love for Green Bay. Then the next couple of guys you got for Washington, Mr. Cornelius Johnson from Michigan. He went to the Chargers too, so he will get an opportunity.
Wow.
I wonder why he went there. He already knows the head coach. The head coach already knows what he can do. And we're going to see what he can end up doing. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see what's going to happen and just keep it moving. But that's the 7th round. Let me know what your thoughts are. And
I don't have much to add. Shout out Brandon Rice for getting drafted in the 7th round. Cool for him. Anybody else? Shaheem Bell, didn't really do. No, Valet, whatever. Touch Washington, Michael Pratt, Tulane, good frame, 6'3", 217. We're gonna see. But yeah, I think Jordan Love's about to get paid, all right? I think he's on the or just trying. So and then the Chargers, they draft another wide receiver. So bye-bye Quentin Johnson, I think. But yeah. I think that wraps it up. I don't have anything else to say, really. No names pop out to me.
Nah, I'm trying to do a quick little recap real quick of some of the undrafted guys. Do you think there's any undrafted guys out there that might end up popping off?
I don't know if you. Then Milton, what's the runner from Alabama?
So you got Kendall Milton from Georgia, went to the Eagles.
So,
you got
really somebody else?
Yeah, so you got Mr. I'm gonna look at some of the undrafted guys that are actually going to be in good situations.
I like Milton. He was just slow.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anybody really. I really don't see anybody really. Maybe Carson Steele. Like I'm only looking at him because he's going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe he might be able to do something.
Where's he? Running back? What is he?
He's a running back. I haven't went to the wide receivers yet. I think there's some wide receivers that are gonna be able to do something. But stay tuned. We're probably going to end up giving you more insight on these guys, probably in the next upcoming podcast, some of the rolls of the dice, put some trends out there. We do know it is time for draft season. We already know what y'all going to want to do, what y'all going to want to see, get prepared for those rookie drafts. And we might just do a next little ranking, just saying, hey, these are our picks who we would end up drafting based off the selections where they went as of now, because everything is out there. Everything's new. Your boy Frank Gore went to the Buffalo Bills. Which Frank Gore Jr. Frank Gore Jr. went to the Bills, which he might have an opportunity just to do something there. Instead of going to the 49ers, he does have an opportunity. Let's see the wide receivers. One guy out there for y'all to actually pick up on and to watch. It is Mr. Xavier Weaver. He went to the Arizona Cardinals. Watch to see what he ends up doing. I think this can be a guy. I don't know if y'all follow Colorado football, but he was one of the top wide receivers in that Colorado offense. Did not get drafted, but he might be able to put on big things. Pause. In that Arizona Cardinal offense. We'll see if he can end up making the team. He is a rookie. Some of the other guys out there that I'm going to give some homage to. You have Mr. Where's this guy? Albemarle. We got Mr. David White Jr. He went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You also got another guy who I was high on, Joshua Cephas. From the University of Texas, El Paso. He went to the Jaguars also as well. And like out there, man, you got people, man, just everywhere, man. You got a lot of people, a lot of running backs, a lot of wide receivers going to places just to make a roster. That's all they try and do is just make a roster. Let's see if they can end up doing that. And the one guy that I was pretty high on, but that did not get drafted, and he went undrafted, but I think he went to a good situation, and that is Mr. Dylan Holker. He went to the Saints. I was really high on him. I thought he was going to end up getting drafted, but he did not. But he did go to the Saints, which I think it is a good opportunity for him. But since you are undrafted, he is going to have to scratch and claw himself to a relevant player in the league, and we're just going to see what's going to happen. Gonna sit back, relax, and see what's happening. What are your thoughts? Any guys that you could think about that are undrafted rookies that might end up being something? If not, it is okay.
What about your boy Talua Tagovailoa? He went to the Seattle Seahawks.
That's not bad right there. That's not a bad situation right there.
Right.
I didn't look at any QBs, so I'm just.
That's the only person that popped up to me is his name because his brother. So
Yeah.
but I mean, he's in a spot to hey, we don't know how long he's gonna last. Obviously, he's gonna last this year, but after that, I think they can move on from here real easy. So, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. They're probably gonna get some fucking veteran. They're gonna probably get the Dak. They're gonna probably get Dak or what's his on a small deal next year. They're gonna probably pay Dak. Watch they pay Dak. Watch it be something crazy like that.
I don't know, maybe.
Watch. Man, that would be crazy.
It would be crazy. I'll be shocked if it ends up happening, but we'll see what ends up happening.
Somebody else. I can't think of. Go ahead.
But everybody, we would like to thank y'all for listening to the podcast. We greatly and appreciate you listening. If you feel like any of this has given any value or any eyesight or anything valuable has come to you at all whatsoever, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're just going to continue to keep giving you nothing but good love, content, and just a nice vibe. That's all we're here for is vibes, and we're just trying to entertain you.
That's it.
Last words, Mr. K Camp.
As we always say, we thank y'all for coming out. We know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, and we appreciate that. In the words of Jay-Z's, only entertainment. Spread love, not hate, y'all.
Thanks for checking out another episode of Cerberus Gridiron Podcast, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode.